Hello and welcome to the Visual Arts Open Evening presentation. My name is Zoe Maximew and I'm the Curriculum Leader for Creative Arts. With helping me today produce this live event is Becky Both, one of our teachers in Visual Arts. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our courses. Before I do that, next slide please. Just wanted to talk to you about the UK creative industries. Every few years they produce an infographic like this that talks to you about the number of jobs and the number of new jobs and the growth of jobs in our country revolving around the creative industries. Our aim in this department is to prepare our students before they enter into the industry, exploring and refining different interrelated art and design practices, developing technical and communication skills and building confidence for producing outcomes within the creative industries. Next slide, please. This chart here talks to you about the courses that we offer here and how you are going to work out your potential programme of study. So as you can see on the left hand side, we list all the courses that we offer. The A-level pathways in fine art, photography and graphics can be taken alongside any other A-levels or equivalents. The BTEC Art and Design Practice Extended Diploma is the equivalent to 3 A-levels and so can't be taken alongside any other qualifications. It's important to note that you can't take more than one of our A-level pathways. So for instance, you wouldn't be able to take fine art A-level alongside photography. If you are interested in 2 or more, we would recommend the BTEC. We also offer the Visual Arts Academy EPQ, which is open to students college-wide, and you don't have to have a history with art and design. You don't have to, there's no specific entry requirements. And our Visual Arts Academy critical self-appraisal is for our BTEC Year 13 students only. So as you can see, all of our courses are available, suitable for students wanting to progress into visual arts in the future. All of our courses, apart from our EPQ Visual Arts Academy, provide opportunities for trips and visits and competitions. All of our A-level and BTEC courses provide opportunities for live briefs, which I'll talk a little bit more about in this presentation. And our A-levels and our BTEC have subject-specific entry requirements. You do not have to have a specific entry requirements for the Visual Arts Academy EPQ. As you can see, the last column says that all of our courses, whether it's part of your programme of study or it's an enrichment, requires passion for the subject, hard work and ambition. Please make sure that if you are applying to any of these courses that you have those things, because without those you're going to find the course incredibly difficult. Okay, next slide, please. So lots of students and parents ask about what could you go on to do with these particular courses. So for our fine art pathway, you could go and embark on particular degree courses. Examples might be art and design, fine art, graphic design, textiles design, animation, illustration, fashion design, etc. Possible careers could be a professional artist, designer or craftsperson. You could go into art therapy. It could be a lecturer, art historian, curator, etc. Our own students have gone on to do things like architecture at Cambridge University, fine art at University of Edinburgh, painting at Camberwell College of Arts, UAL. And our photography pathway, some of the degrees that our students have gone into or that you could go into are photography, visual communication, graphic design, art and design, fashion photography. You could go on to be a professional photographer across a huge range of genres of photography. You could go into editing, you could go into digital imaging, or you could go into education. Some of our students have been successful on courses such as the Marine and Natural History Photography course at Falmouth Uni, Photography at BCU, Graphic Communication at Hereford College of Arts, Graphic Design at NTU, and Fashion Photography at Falmouth University. The same for graphics and 3D design. You could go on to do visual communication, games design, animation, illustration, graphic design. Careers might be a professional graphic designer, illustrator, animator. You could go into marketing, you could go into art direction. And some of our students are doing graphic communication at BCU, graphic design at NTU, and graphic and communication design at University of Leeds. Our BTEC Extended Diploma in Art and Design Practice allows you to pursue any degree within art and design, and these include things like fine art, animation, textiles and fashion, history of art, architecture, 3D design, games design, etc. So not only have our students gone on to do things like art history at University of York, fashion illustration at London College of Fashion, automotive design at Coventry University, textile design at Manchester University, but they've also gone on to do things like apprenticeships at Jaguar Land Rover, and have now successful careers as head designer at Next Children's Wear, junior designer at Christiana Williams, senior designer at Scent Decor, and we also have lots and lots of students are really successful freelancers as graphic designers, as jewellery designers, etc. This is just an example of two students that were very successful with us. Emily Rowe went to go on to do fine art at Edinburgh University, and Safwan Chowdhury has gone on to do fashion photography at Falmouth University. It's important to know that we do have entry requirements in addition to the college general entry requirements, and all A-level and BTEC courses need 4 or above in an art-related GCSE. So this could be art, graphics, photography, textiles and DT, or media for photography and graphics and 3D pathways. Creative eye media is not accepted as our entry requirement. Hopefully the images that accompany the information that you're seeing here will give you an idea of the type of work that you could be creating on these courses. Fine art pathway covers skills such as drawing, painting, 3D illustration, textiles, printmaking, mixed media and photography. All of our A-level students carry out a 4-week live brief in year 12. Could I have the next slide, please? And an example of this for fine art was a brief set by the company Solihull, and students for this particular brief the winners were invited to their studio to take part in a painting workshop. We also have lots of opportunities for our students to work with professionals, and in previous years before COVID, students had the opportunity to have a one-to-one tutorial about their work with Stephen L. Rogers, who is a BP Portrait Prize exhibitor. For the photography pathway, the main techniques will be things like digital photography, digital editing skills in programs such as Photoshop and Lightroom, learning how to use a photography studio, as well as a range of experimental image making techniques. The live brief for the photography pathway, in the past they have worked on projects set by sweet shops, florists, catering companies, and this year a wildlife charity. They work with a professional commercial photographer and help them to produce a series of professional standard photographs for the brief. Students have also had opportunities to have one-to-one tutorials with a professional photographer named Steve Cass and photography graduate Lottie Harris. The types of things that you will be exploring in graphics and 3D are using software such as Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop and SketchUp, And you'll also explore studio techniques such as printmaking, 3D sculpture and model making and photography. So live briefs for graphics that help students gain invaluable vocational experience include things like designing a poster for the department's end of year exhibition, producing site-specific illustration work and producing event posters. In recent years, students have had the opportunity to take part in typography workshops with lecturers at BCU. And also, they took part in a crit and received feedback for their live brief designs. The BTEC Extended Diploma in Art and Design Practice enables students to explore a wider range of specialisms across art and design. And those specialisms include things like fine art, graphic design, textiles, printmaking, typography, photography, experimental image making, and the list goes on. So remember, the BTEC Extended Diploma is equivalent to 3 A-levels. You can't take that alongside any other A-levels, but our A-level pathway subjects you can take alongside other subjects. So for BTEC, there is a wide range of opportunities for students to develop their employability skills, and some of these are through live briefs. Students in the past have created murals for Grove Residential Home, Tandy Court Hospice, as well as working with on a project with Solihull Council and talking rubbish on a media campaign. We've also successfully supported students in securing work placements at places such as the Herbert Gallery and Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery, from which one student secured full-time employment. We're really proud of our specialist resources and facilities. We wanted to show you a video today that we made before COVID, and when we watched it back, we realised how outdated it was and how much our department has changed and grown and developed. So it's something that we're really proud of. We have a number of large fine art studios. We have a 3D sculpture studio with a working kiln. We have printmaking studios, including brand new screen printing facility. We have spray booth for stenciling and graffiti work, light boxes for drawing and animation, textile studios with sewing machines, dye sublimation facilities, and we have specialist technician support every day. And one of our technicians runs an art supply facility so that you can buy art stock at cost price. We also have 2 large Mac suites fully equipped with the latest Adobe software. We also give our students free access to Adobe Creative Cloud from home. This has been a huge investment from the college, providing students with the opportunity to be able to work independently from home. We have a fully equipped photography studio with DSLR cameras, drawing tablets. We have a range of laserjet and inkjet printers, and we're hoping that we're going to be securing an A1 printer for next academic year. We have a range of A4 and A3 scanners. And we also have access to a printing company within 9 Styles Trust, which means students can get really large scale prints at low prices. All students within the visual arts will have opportunities to attend trips and visits. Previous trips have included Tate Britain and National Gallery in London, as well as Photographer's Gallery, the Natural History Museum, the V&A Museum. We've been to Oxford, the Ashmolean Museum, Natural History Museum and Oxford Modern Art Oxford. And we do lots of local trips to things like Icon Gallery and Birmingham Museum and Art Gallery. We also annually, before COVID, did 5-day residentials to Rome, Florence, Paris, Barcelona, and we're hoping to get that up and running again next academic year. All students have opportunities to attend HE talks and portfolio advice sessions. Students have a great deal of opportunities for this, and some of the universities that have come in to do talks for us have been Nottingham Trent, BCU, Hereford College of Arts, and we also have annual talks, which we call our alumni talks, where past students who have gone on to be successful in the creative arts industries have come and shared their experiences with our students. We also set up portfolio advice sessions, both face-to-face and online. Every year we conclude with a huge scale visual arts exhibition where all our year 12 and year 13 students get to exhibit their work. They can invite friends and family to our private view, and there is a prize giving assembly that celebrates student achievements. Professionals from the industry are invited to see the incredible work produced, and it is an opportunity for our students to network as well as share and sell their work and possibly gain commissions. So hopefully, if we could leave it on that slide, that'd be great. Thank you, Becky. Hopefully, I've given you lots of information that goes beyond the course information that's available on the website. I'm now going to see if there's any questions you've got. If you wanted to write some questions in the Q&A, you can, and Becky's going to read them out for me.
Okay, so I have 2 questions here. One of them, can you go into architecture at university if you choose graphics and 3D design as well as maths and physics?
Okay, so the answer to that is it depends on where you're applying. So what I recommend is that you go and have a look at the type of university that you want to apply for. We have had students go on to architecture courses that have been down the more creative route into architecture. And we've had students on our A-level programme that haven't done things like maths and physics that have also been successful and secured a place in an architecture degree. However, some of the red brick universities, some of the Russell Group universities require you to have maths, physics and another A-level. If you wanted to take the A-level in something else, then you would be able to do our Visual Arts Academy EPQ, where you'll be able to develop your architecture portfolio. So the answer is we have students every year that successfully go on to do architecture at a range of different universities, both from our BTEC courses and from our A-level courses. It really depends on the university. So do your research, do your homework, have a look at the types of universities that you want to go to. I would certainly say that maths, physics, and graphics and 3D is a good combination. We have lots of students doing that combination and we'll be able to successfully secure a place doing architecture at university.
Okay, so we've got another one. How much homework would you get doing an A-level, and how much homework would you get doing a BTEC course?
Okay, so that's a really good question. You will, if you're doing A-level, you will have lesson time of between 4.5 and 5 hours a week, and you will then have what we call an independent studio practice session, which is an hour to an hour and a half per week, where you will be expected to come and work independently with the support of a technician, and that's put on your timetable. Alongside that, A-level students are expected to spend a minimum of 5 hours per week working on their art and design A-level. If you are doing BTEC, you triple that. So you'll have 15 hours of lesson time and you'll be expected to do 15 hours of work independently.
Okay, thank you. For fine art, can you trace work as you would in GCSE?
The short answer is it depends on what it is that you want to do. We will teach you a huge range of transfer techniques, and we'll also teach you how to use primary and secondary imagery effectively. What we don't do is copy pre-existing work. We are really proud of the fact that our students make original work, taking inspiration from a range of different practitioners, but we really encourage students to develop their own ideas and you know, create original artwork. So we have things such as overhead projectors, data projectors to project and display work, and we also use a range of different transfer techniques as well. So it really depends on the tracing work. We do use tracing paper to transfer designs onto lino, to do lino printing, for example. But as a kind of day-to-day practice, no, we wouldn't be tracing like you would in GCSE.
So I've got two more. Is the department open for any students outside of lesson time?
The answer is yes. We have an open door policy in our department, and both Becky and I do predominantly teach in our Mac suites. And if we have room, we will let you come and work with us in our while our lessons taking place. If you're working quietly, our fine art studios are open all the time, and our students are allowed to come in and work on large scale pieces, or on their sketchbook, or get some printing done, or work with a technician in the 3D studio, or with printmaking, etc. We encourage that. We want you to be here as much as possible.
And last one, does fine art help with any other A levels?
Yes, but also it depends. So if you have a very set idea about what you want to progress into, you need to make sure that you know what the universities want from you. So it might not be that fine art A level is on the list of accepted A level subjects. However, if you don't have that restriction, our A level will be fantastic alongside a huge range of subjects, and provide you and develop skills in things like research, critical thinking, time management, project management, as well as the kind of the art related skills and techniques that you would develop. We also really encourage our students to bring in knowledge from the other A levels into our subjects. So, you know, students that are doing geography, you know, we get students to think really carefully about how they can bring in their knowledge of things like climate change as an issue-based subject that they could explore, or you know, students that are doing history alongside art have a really greater understanding and a wider context, understanding of the wider context of the art movements, for instance. So some of our students do an art A level alongside maths and sciences. So, for instance, our student, our ex-student who has now completed the marine and natural history photography course, which is the only one in the country, she did biology and chemistry and photography, and so she's combined those two you know, interests into one, which has been really great. Some students go on to, you know, pursue creative arts and don't touch those other A levels again, and that's also fine. So I hope I've answered that question. If it doesn't, then please ask me to elaborate.
Zoe, can I just also add as well, I know that universities are becoming more and more excited about students who turn up with A levels that are more creative. It shows like a real kind of big breadth of techniques and time management and like work management, and being able to think outside of the box. So not even necessarily whether you would use your fine art and go into a career of art, it is still really exciting for universities to see that you can actually adapt yourself in that way, and all of the skills that it gives you. They do really enjoy kind of reading statements of students who have also got something creative in there as well.
Absolutely, and alongside universities, you know, employers as well. I mean, you know, one of the top most wanted, most desired skills that employers want now are creative skills, and within the creative arts industries, you've got working in the creative arts industries that's specifically related to that, but you've also then got creative roles within other industries. So, you know, those are the types of industries that absolutely love the types of skills that you'll develop on any of our courses.
And just one more question, just because I'm conscious we've only got 5 minutes left. Would there be opportunities to do digital art and graphics and 3D A-level, and how much?
Yes, lots of digital art is quite a broad term. Students will be able to do things like experimental typography, illustration, design for print, that kind of stuff. When you're in year 12, you do an introductory project, so you learn a whole range of skills, like foundation skills. And then when you embark on unit 1, which is the personal investigation, you can pretty much explore any specialism within graphics and 3D design. So if digital art was something that you wanted to pursue within that, then yeah, we'd fully support that.
I think that's all the questions that we've got, Zoe.
Fantastic.
Some really amazing questions.
Yeah, fantastic questions. Yeah, thank you all so much for joining us and for listening. If you do have any questions in the future, please feel free to email college and they will direct your email to the appropriate person. And we wish you all the best of luck for the rest of the year, and we hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.